Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back to another kicking graphic novel review. We got a fun trade for you guys today. I'm finally reviewing a Dark Knight's Metal trade. I have all 4 Dark Knight's Metal trade. I actually read the single issues when it came out in order. This is going to be a really interesting book. Dark Knight's Metal, Dark Knight's Rising. This is the collection of all the Dark Multiverse Batman origins, which I'm glad we got, because they're actually all really cool. Let me read the back of the book for you. The Dark Knights of the Dark Multiverse, 7 nightmarish versions of Batman from 7 dying realities have been recruited by the Dark God Barbados to terrorize the world's greatest heroes in our universe. We introduce you to the Batman Who Laughs, a lunatic driven mad by his world's Joker. The Red Death, my personal favorite of them. A thief who stole his reality's Speed Force power. The Drowned, the Batwoman from an underwater hellscape. The Dawnbreaker, a twisted teenage Green Lantern. The Murder Machine, a Batman made of ever-changing nanobots. The Merciless, a warrior who wears the helmet of Ares. The Devastator, a part human, part doomsday monster. They threaten life across the multiverse, and the Justice League may be powerless to stop them. Featuring stories from Scott Snyder, Grant Morrison, James Tynion IV, Peter J. Tomasi. These are all huge names, by the way. And I'm big fans of all of them. Joshua Williamson, Ethan Van Sciver, Philip Tan, Tyler Kirkham, Francis Manipal, Riley Rosomo, Tony S. Daniel, Howard Porter, Doug Mankey, and many more. Dark Knight's Metal, Dark Knight's Rising is a disturbing look at these twisted alternate reality Batman. Collects the 7 Dark Knight's Batman tie-in one-shots and Dark Knight's Rising, The Wild Hunt #1. The reason The Wild Hunt is in there is just because they needed a place to stick it. It was just a weird one-shot that actually had some very important information in it, but they had to stick it somewhere, so they stuck it in this book. This seems like a weird place to put it. I'm also going to read you the inside cover, because for hardcovers there's always an inside cover that I like to read you as well. The Nightmare Batman! Beneath the 52 parallel realities known as the multiverse, an inverse dark multiverse has festered. It's a vast network of negative realities, all created by the fears of those above. Wrong to their cores. These nightmare realms were never meant to last. And as each one crumbled, its Batman did whatever it took to survive. These corrupted Dark Knights destroyed the heroes on their own worlds. Now they've been recruited by God to take out our Justice League, each formed from one of Bruce Wayne's greatest fears about himself. They've been handpicked to outmatch our world's heroes. Get ready for Speedster Batman, God of War Batman, Doomsday Batman, Power Ring Wielder Batman, Joker Batman, and more. And then, if you want to know the exact issues that are in this volume, Batman the Red Death #1, Batman the Murder Machine #1, Batman the Dawnbreaker #1, Batman the Drowned #1, Batman the Merciless #1, Batman the Devastator #1, the Batman Who Laughs #1, and Dark Knight's Rising, The Wild Hunt #1. So first up, Batman the Red Death. This was a neat story. The Red Death is my favorite of the Batman, at least design-wise. He's my favorite of the Batman. And his is basically Batman steals the Speed Force of the Flash, and the Flash fuses with him into a single being, and they become a murderer. Pretty cool. Then you have Batman the Murder Machine. This one was actually much better. The Flash one's kind of whatever, but the Murder Machine, which is the cyborg Batman, his is really cool. Alfred gets just destroyed by all his villains while they're interrogating him to see where Batman is. And then Batman goes like crazy without Alfred, and he has this AI that starts killing people, this Alfred AI, and the Alfred AI turns him into a cyborg. It's really cool. Batman the Dawnbreaker, that was a really good one. The Dawnbreaker is the Green Lantern. He has such strong willpower the night his family dies, because he wants to kill Joe Chill so badly, that he's able to override the no-killing protocol that used to be on the rings, because you remember the Guardians took it away before Blackest Night. And it's pretty wild, because he lets darkness into the ring, which gives it like a whole new power set. And that one's actually really cool. Batman the Drowned #1, it was okay too. This Batwoman kind of makes herself into an underwater meta so that she can like kill Atlanteans better, because she's kind of gone crazy and hates metas because metas killed Catman. Not that Catman, this Catman. Batman the Merciless, which was actually a pretty cool one. I had a dope twist at the end, where Batman puts on the helmet of Ares and becomes the god of war. That's the Wonder Woman symbol, Batman. It was very cool. I'm not going to tell you the twist in case you haven't read it. But then there's Batman the Devastator #1, which wasn't super good, but it was really enjoyable. Like, it wasn't anything that really stood out, like the Murder Machine or Dawnbreaker, but it had some, cool moments. Like, it's Batman injects himself with a doomsday virus that he specifically bioengineered so that he can defeat a Superman gone bad. A Superman who leveled build cities and killed Lois with his own hands. Like a real bad Superman. Then, of course, there's the Batman Who Laughs, which is quite a crazy tale. Joker's plan in that one was just wild. If I was Batman, I would have killed him too, to be completely honest. Like, he was literally asking for it. And the origin of the Batman Who Laughs is really crazy. Because, you know, the New 52 has that... Not New 52, it's more Rebirth, but it was kind of also a thing in the New 52. Where Joker has that gas in his lungs that will be released when necrosis sets in. With his final breath, he'll, like, let it out. And then whoever is close enough to breathe it in becomes the new Joker. So that's how Batman became the Joker. And then Dark Knight's Rising, The Wild Hunt, which is quite a wild story that just kind of happens, like, right in the middle of the main story. I'm not totally sure why it's thrown into this issue. I guess just because it was a one-shot, and they were like, throw all the one-shots into this volume. But if you're going to read the 4 different Dark Knight's Metal books, I would actually recommend reading Dark Knight's Metal, Dark Knight's Rising last. I recommend reading it last, because then you'll totally understand The Wild Hunt once you've read it. Once you've read the main story. And also, all of these origin stories also show what they're doing in the current universe, in the present as well. So, you also get to see some of that. So I definitely recommend reading the main story first. And before you read the main story, you gotta read the little intro book. And then there's also the Resistance, which I would just say read before this, honestly. So definitely read Dark Knight's Metal, Dark Knight's Rising last out of the 4 Dark Knight's Metal books. It is quite good. It's a very nice hardcover with a very nice metallic cover, and when you take the cover off, it's still nice hardcover. It runs for about $29.99 US. I think that's a little pricey. I was maybe thinking $24.99. It's 6 issues. No, it's more than that. 6 issues. It's 8 issues. I don't know why I said that. But still, normally a hardcover would run for that. It's just that it's for an event, so that's why it's a little more expensive. And I feel like that's a weird reason to tack on $5 extra. But it's the size of a $24.99 book, but it's a $29.99 book. You probably get it cheaper on Kindle or something, but to be completely honest, I do recommend supporting your local comic shops when possible. I did buy all my Dark Knight's Metal books from my local comic shop, and you should too. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time when we review more great comic book goodness.